Hi, I'm Steve Smith. This is my capstone video for the Nat Geo Educator program. I'm going to talk you through who I am, our school, and what my capstone project's all about. I'm a geography and social studies teacher in Auckland, New Zealand at Takapuna Grammar School. Our school began in 1927. We are a traditional grammar school in the sense of a New Zealand grammar school. I've been teaching geography and social studies for around 20 years now. I got involved in Nat Geo because I wanted to make sure that I was current and that I could learn some new skills to bring to my students in the classroom. The capstone project I'll be looking at is using a big map to show some important information. The students work collaboratively and we'll talk about that shortly. But first, a quick look around the school. We have a proud tradition of culture. We have a traditional base to our school. But we also embrace new teaching methods, and that's what I'm looking at in my capstone project. How can we take the tradition and bring it into something new, something collaborative that will be for the best of our geography students? Proud traditions and traditional teaching methods. This is who we are, but our school is changing. How can we as educators change to make sure we are looking after our students well, preparing them well, and bringing in the newest methods possible? That's what my capstone's about. So Peter Blake, one of our ex-students, certainly had the spirit of an adventurer. Teach like an adventurer. That's what I try to do. Geography is all about maps. Where are you in the world? Why are things found where they're found there? So let's look at a big map. Let's use big maps to really bring our point home. In my project, I use a huge map for students to look at reasons why people live where they do in the United States. Big maps, big ideas. So there it is. That was my project. That was my task in class. It took a bit longer than I thought because the students were really engaged in what they were looking at. We spent some time making up drafts. We had a few different maps before we got to that final point. So things changed a little bit than I planned, but that happens with lesson planning sometimes. So this links to the National Geographic Learning Framework with the aspects of curiosity. The students gained an awareness of the world. It was a self-directed activity, and their curiosity was really sparked by having to find out the reasons for these different things. They had responsibility, both personal and collective. There was a personal and collective contribution to the map. So each student had a responsibility to deliver the information they were responsible for. There was the aspect of empowerment in this activity. Everyone has input. We all listened to each other's information, and even the quieter students had a chance to be involved, not just the loud ones, who usually are the ones who are giving all the information in class. So all students were empowered. There was an engagement of all the students working in small groups to put the information together and then share everyone's information onto our bigger map. So everyone was engaged in this activity, as you can see by the photos of what went on the day. We were looking at some spatial and some mapping skills at both the regional scale and the national scale. So what different regions were we looking at? Where were the areas of more or less population? It had a spatial and historical perspective to it. So spatial skills were of course done by creating the map, but also looking at the historical perspective. What was the history of the areas? How had they led to what was there now? They were thinking about political and economic perspectives of development of the cities. So this one simple mapping exercise engaged the students into understanding what had happened in the development of the United States. Doing the big map exercise was a great way to visualize information and not just think about writing things down. So that was my capstone project, looking at how we could use a big map to get some big ideas and involve all the students in a fantastic learning opportunity. Thanks very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed seeing what I did and how I incorporated the Nat Geo learning resources into my class. Thanks very much.